folks, Nancy Pelosi, who can be seen here losing a fight to the wind, really wants your kids in a bad way. Keep them away from her.
How is your office responding to the pauses in gender-affirming care here in California?
Well, that is something that I'm working for at the national level, and we have
get it out, Nancy.
Hoping that we can have gender-affirming care for our trans kids.
Is she going for Biden?
It's a sad thing for us. I'm not totally. I don't know what effect we can have nationally with what we have going on in the White House and in the Congress.
Thank God
it's
for
really
that.
Very sad. If you were there, outside our door, we have a trans flag outside of our door.
Good for you. What do you want, applause?
In the office, congressional office building, we have the trans flag, as do some of our other colleagues. But that view is not necessarily shared by people on the other side of the aisle.
Looks like the Biden curse is making its way through the Democrat Party because Nancy Pelosi probably had an aneurysm mid-interview right there. But don't let the stammering fool you, folks. Behind the slurred delivery was a chillingly clear message. Democrats want to federalize so-called gender-affirming care for minors, meaning puberty blockers, double mastectomies, and sterilizing hormone regimens pushed onto confused kids across all 50 states. Pelosi mourns the pause of these procedures in California, not because they're medically reckless or ethically grotesque, but because her ideological machine thrives on identity chaos. This isn't about compassion, by the way. It's about control, pure and simple. A generation of children is being recruited into a political project where biological reality is subordinate to narrative, and dissent is punished as hate. The trans flag hanging outside her office isn't just symbolic. It's a marker of allegiance to an elite-driven belief system that has captured medicine, education, and media, all while silencing parents and rewriting science. Pelosi's admission reveals the endgame, folks. A national framework where the state, not the family, decides what's affirming. And if that doesn't terrify you, you're not paying attention, because it gets much worse than that. Democrats are pushing for total unfettered control over your child, and they won't stop until they can trans them without oversight or consequence. For example, California Democrats are ham-fisting bills like AB 1084 and SB 59, which sound inclusive on paper, but in practice strip parents of their rights and fast-track life-altering decisions behind closed doors. These laws move toward automatically approving gender and name changes in court, often with minimal parental involvement, and reshape family law in ways that deliberately exclude parents from crucial conversations about their own child's identity, according to legislative analysis of both bills. Now, it's safe to say that it's never been more evident that this has never been about protecting kids for Democrats. It's always been about sidelining families in favor of state-sanctioned gender ideology, which is rooted in the Marxist goal of undermining and dissolving American identity. And that's exactly what they want to achieve with these kinds of laws. Meanwhile, in Colorado, parents are discovering just how far institutions are willing to go behind their own backs. See, there's one lawsuit alleging that a school counselor at Brighton High connected a teenage girl with a trans-affirming therapist and pushed her toward medical transition, all without informing her parents, according to the National Catholic Register. In another case out of Adams County, parents claim school officials and state agencies actively encouraged their daughter's transition in secret, triggering a wave of constitutional challenges, according to CBS News. Now, these aren't isolated incidents, folks. They're signs of a broader system that treats parental rights as purely optional. This isn't limited to America, by the way. Many European countries have experimented with this, and many have pulled back, including England, who, following the Cass review, British officials banned puberty blockers for minors outside of clinical trials, citing unacceptable safety risk and remarkably weak evidence, according to multiple NHS sources. The ban is now indefinite, according to UK government directives. Similarly, similar cautious approaches are emerging across Europe. Sweden's Karolinska Institute limits these treatments for minors under 16 according to health regulations. Italy is tightening access under new legislation that requires oversight by a national pediatric ethics committee, according to recent reporting. Australia is reviewing hormone therapies for trans youth amid rising professional skepticism, according to policy coverage. Even Norway and Germany are taking more measured clinical paths following concerns about long-term impact, according to medical guidelines. To say, this global pushback underscores that it's not merely ideological disagreement when it comes to transing kids, it's evidence-based caution shaping current policy around the globe. These nations are saying the science isn't settled, it's not enough, and the risks to developing bodies and minds may outweigh the rewards, and parents should be central to these decisions, not sidelined as Democrats are trying to do.